Hi folks, Tim Fasano here. I've come here tonight to give you some insight on probably what will be the most important decision that all of us have made in our lifetimes. And that's the presidential election in the next 2 weeks. Whether you're doing early voting or whether you're going to be a traditionalist like me and show up at the polls on election day. Got a decision to make. Now, I think I'm in a unique position to offer a little bit of insight into what's going on. I'm a cab driver. I drive all over the place. I observe things. I'm in a unique position to see what's going on, baby. And I've seen a lot. One thing I have not seen are Hillary Clinton bumper stickers in traffic. Hillary Clinton yard signs in anyone's neighborhood except for in the projects. And I don't know what that means other than the fact that I've been a cab driver through 5 presidential elections, and usually within 30 days leading up to it, that's all anybody wants to talk about. Everybody used to be enthusiastic, whether it was Bill Clinton or whether it was George Bush or whether it was John McCain and especially Barack Obama. 8 years ago when he was a newcomer on the scene, man, that guy had a rock star presence. People were like, wow, what do you think about Barack Obama? Man, he's the greatest thing in the world. He's going to change everything. I remember I had a Haitian lady, very spiritual, very wonderful woman. I picked her up several times. She put her hand on my shoulder and she prayed, and she used French words and said that Obama had been anointed by God, and he'd been sent to us. I can honestly say that I have picked up no one this election cycle who has said that Hillary Clinton has been anointed by God. In fact, the only thing anybody has said about her is that she represents the status quo. And she certainly is the establishment, and she's like a dinosaur running across the American landscape. And people aren't really excited about her. But last night, I wondered what was going on because I was trying to get somewhere in East Hillsborough County and traffic was backed up for miles. I mean, all the way from the Hard Rock Casino, which is where the amphitheater is, all the way to the 275 interchange malfunction junction in downtown. And that was because 29,000 people had shown up for a Trump rally at the amphitheater. Another 8,000 were out in the parking lot. That the doors had opened at 4 o'clock. Tailgating had begun at 1 o'clock. People were out cooking the hamburgers and the hot dogs like they were at a Washington Redskin football game. And then they went inside and they were excited and they were enthusiastic at the same time. This is just a cab driver telling you what he observed. At the same time in Miami, Tim Kaine held a rally. He drew 30 people. I'm not making this up. I think anyone who's watching this, if you and I got together and you gave us 15 minutes, we could draw more than 30 people to hear what we had to say. And that's pretty pathetic. And the only thing I can attribute this to is that we're being lied to. The polls have been skewed. And not only that, but when you look at LA Times, USC, that's LA Times, University of Southern California, hardly a bastion for conservative thinking. They believe that they have dialed in the algorithms that would allow them to be able to tap into millennials and younger people who are using mobile devices as opposed to landline phones, because the traditional polls are calling people on landlines and they tend to be older people and tend to be skewed more towards Democrat. So what that does is it gives an added power and weight to their poll, and they go, oh yeah, Hillary Clinton is leading. She's not leading anything. We're getting scammed. Almost like in 1980 when Jimmy Carter went into election day with a 9 percentage point lead. and they got demolished because the people showed up. People back then were even almost afraid. No, I'm not voting for Reagan. No. Why? Because what do Democrats want to do? They want to tell you, if you're voting for a Republican, that you're a bigot, that you're a liar, that you're a hater, you're a homophobe, you're a xenophobe. You don't like gays, you don't like Muslims, you don't like Jews, you don't like anybody. You don't like Italians, Puerto Ricans. You don't like anybody. Therefore, you're an ignorant bastard. I may have come from Virginia, and but then in Virginia talk like. Look, I lived in Virginia for 20 years. I never knew anybody that talked like that. There's a hell of a lot of misconceptions about people. But I do know about people from Tennessee. Andrew Jackson, first governor of Florida, provisional territorial governor. This guy killed more Indians than you could shake a stick at. He even hung British. Couldn't defeat the Seminole Indians, though. Seminole Indians, if you go on their website today, they are the undefeated, or as they say, the unconquered. The United States couldn't stop them. That was our first Afghanistan. But Jackson was able to wipe out 99% of the Cherokee tribe on the road from hell from Florida to Texas. That's right, Jackson was a Democrat. There are people today that think that the Republican Party is responsible for the wiping out of the American Indians. The Republican Party was an emancipation party. Didn't come on the scene until the late 19th century. It was founded by Abraham Lincoln. And it was all about freedom, liberty, emancipation, peace, and prosperity. And they've never lost their way. The greatest economies we've ever had have been under Republican rule. The Democrats were the ones that were responsible for Jim Crow. But I don't want to get sidetracked here. Oh, that's right. You don't believe that? What party was Robert? Remember Robert Wall? Governor of Alabama? He ran as a Democrat. That's right. He's a Democrat. Democrats are haters. They hate people. How can I say they hate people, right? Aren't they about giving welfare to poor blacks? Do you realize welfare is the new plantation? That's right. Because the Democratic Party can extend welfare to black people and create a generational system where they never get out of it. Then you know what they're doing? They're keeping the Negro in his place, keeping him right where he belongs. And let me tell you, as a taxi driver, Uber is taking over. There's over 1 million people that are signed up to drive for Uber. And you know what those 1 million people want? Most of them want a job. They want a real job. They want a job that has a salary or an hourly wage and benefits and union protection. But there are no goddamn jobs anymore because people like Hillary Clinton have sold us down the fucking river. The jobs have gone overseas. While they were boarding up the factories in Detroit and through Ohio, they were building skyscrapers in Beijing and in other places that were taking advantage of cheap labor because they were usurping the United States laws that we have about labor that are considered right and just. Child labor, occupational and safety standards, the minimum wage, workman's compensation, the ability to sue for grievances and to have medical insurance and to have protection under a union. These are things that were considered right and just. But you know what? If you own a corporation and you want to just go ahead and leave the country, you can hire 12-year-olds for 50 cents a day. You can build some cheap shit and have it sent back to this country and have it sold at Walmart. Sell it to a bunch of minimum wage people that are working at McDonald's because there are no damn jobs. I really am convinced that what's fueled Uber, which is taking money out of my pocket, is because of all this desire to have a job, and there's no jobs. Donald Trump said in one of his speeches, he said, have you driven through the Midwest lately? I have. And you see nothing but boarded up factories, places that used to pay well. The only jobs that pay well now are government jobs. because they can just keep printing money. But anyway, Will Rogers, the great American sage, said that everything he knew he'd read in the newspapers. Well, everything I know is what I've observed in my cab. And I know there ain't a damn person out there that will admit they're voting for Hillary Clinton. And, well, let me close this out here. I don't want to keep going on, but there are 3 polls that show this is to be a statistical dead heat. That's the Investors Business Daily poll, the USC, the LA Times USC poll, and the Rasmussen poll. And again, they believe they have the correct algorithms that can bring in the Generation X and the millennials who just don't get contacted. The other polls are rigged. Donald Trump is right. These polls are rigged. We're being lied to. Understand what's at stake here. If you like the status quo, if you like the way everything is right now, Hillary is your girl. I got a poster on one of my on my Facebook that keeps talking about the pantsuit lady. Well, there's a reason you wear pantsuits when you're sick. That's why I used to wear blue jeans. I started wearing shorts. There are a lot of illnesses that can be detected by looking at the lower legs. And that's water weight buildup, which could be a clear indicator of high blood pressure and congenital heart failure. I know they say it's a conspiracy theory, but I believe this woman may be very sick. I saw a video, it's hard to find, but I found it. Bill Clinton and Hillary dancing in the Virgin Islands on the beach. And she's wearing a one-piece bathing suit. And she seemed to have very attractive legs. Nice looking lady, really. So if you had nice legs, which she had then, why would you not want to show them off? Theresa May, the Prime Minister of England, she always wears skirts. So again, they're lying to us on that matter. But anyway, you have to understand that if you're not a status quo person, and if you've had it up to here with the horse shit, like Marco Rubio from Florida, who was going to change everything, get rid of Obamacare, do this, do that. He didn't do shit. All he did was give us Uber. We don't want Uber. We want jobs. Uber's anti-labor. If you want somebody who's going to come in and is going to blow up the whole system and get rid of the special interest and start doing the right thing and putting tariffs on this cheap, immoral labor that the corporations have done when they've gone overseas is completely unethical and immoral, and this man's going to put a stop to it. Hillary Clinton's not only going to let this stuff come back into our country, but she's going to let millions of immigrants come in and make them citizens. And you know who that hurts? And this is what gets me. 97% of the black people are going to vote for Hillary Clinton. These people are going to come in. It's going to hurt them more than anything because it's going to take their jobs from them. What was it? Vicente Fox of Mexico said that Mexicans will come into America and do jobs that black people won't even do. I don't even need to tell you how offensive that comment is. But in reality, it's true, because when you go to look for a job, they got some cheap immigrant that's running it. You're not going to have a job. But I'm going to vote for Hillary because she's going to send me my welfare and my unemployment and my food stamps. And then I'm going to live like a poor ass bitch. Let me tell you something. 2004, let me get the right year. We had a superheated economy in Florida. We were beyond full employment, a real full employment. Not this manufactured 4.8 bullshit unemployment that Obama's talking about. But to a point where I would show up to pick up a fare at a business and there'd be signs in the window. Every place I went had a sign in the window, hiring. I'd walk in and they would say, "Oh, are you here for the job?" And I go, no, I'm not here for the job. I'm here to pick up Jill. they said, well, we're hiring. I said, well, you know, I'm glad you are, but I don't have any experience. They go, we'll teach you. We'll train you. On-the-job training. You know, in many ways, I wish I would have taken one of those jobs, because I'd be in a stronger position. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. Let's do the right thing, and let's make America great again. Nah.